Good morning and welcome back. Today we have Asha Ellen joining us from Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful. Thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I'm excited. I want to talk about this documentary. It's been a labor of love. Let's talk about it. What is it?
Well, yes. Well, the documentary was inspired from a grant that we received from Keep America Beautiful. It was the MLK Community Improvement Grant. And the purpose of the grant is to do beautification projects and improvements on MLK Boulevard. And so we initially received the grant in the amount of $20,000 to commission a mural of Dr. King. But while we were, during the process of the creation of the mural, we were documenting and filming that progress. And the footage that we received and the conversations that came about because of that, I decided, hey, we need to create a mural. I mean, we need to create a documentary, but it was inspired by the mural project. And the documentary and the mural both highlight Dr. King's last visit to Macon on March 23rd, 1968, just 12 days before his assassination.
Wow, and so I want to talk about that. There is a rich history of him being here in Macon before, of course, the assassination. And so I want to talk about it. What were you being told as you were doing this documentary? I mean, there are deep ties here. What did you hear?
Well, you know, I always do, as far as Dr. King had visited Macon a few times during his lifetime, but I was not aware of the March 23rd visit of 1968. That visit was different compared to his other visits because, of course, most of us are familiar with the I Have a Dream speech, but Dr. King was so much more than that speech, and he evolved and transformed as the years went by. So when he was here in 1968, it was actually a part of his Poor People's Campaign tour, where he was going on a tour throughout the South, really focusing on poor people and getting them to get involved in the Poor People's Campaign. In August of that year, the plan was for all of these people, led by Dr. King, to actually go to Washington, pitch tents on the mall in Washington, and demand fair and equal rights when it came to the distribution of wealth. You know, a country as rich as ours, we shouldn't have people living below the poverty rate. And that was the message that Dr. King was sharing at that particular time.
Right, and that still rings true today. What was it like looking back at the history, seeing where we are today? What was that experience like?
Well, you know, when you think about 1968 and Dr. King talking about the level of poverty, the reality is, as far as here in Macon, we still have a very high poverty rate. You know, depending upon who you talk to or where you live, it could be 25%. It could be up to 40 or 60% of poverty, depending on the community or the neighborhood in which you live in. And so the fact that that conversation, I mean, that campaign of 1968 is still even relevant for us here today, it shows that, you know, we need to shine some light on it. We need to have some serious conversations and also find some solutions.
All right, and so I know that you're going to have a showing this Friday. It is sold out, unfortunately, but there is still good news. People can access this documentary by reaching out to you. How can they reach it, and how can they have this viewed?
Yes, if anyone is interested, we're currently in the process in conversations with a couple of colleges. One, we have already secured for the college students to do a private viewing on their campus. But if anyone, whether it's a college, university, a church, any organization, if they want to have a private viewing at their location, they can contact me at the Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful office at 478-330-7054. And we are working with the Douglas Theater to do an encore presentation on June 19th, which is actually Juneteenth, and a celebration of the Juneteenth holiday. So it will be back at the Douglas Theater on June 19th at 2 p.m. And it's free. It's no cost. We just want to be able to share the information, the knowledge, the history, a part of Macon's history that many are unaware of.
All right, and knowledge is power. If you'd like to find out more, or if you'd like to show this documentary, like Asha said, reach out to Keep Macon-Bibb Beautiful. We'll have all the information on our website, 41nbc.com. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.